let's get into the nitty gritty here with the Canucks talk. I guess the big news this week would be another healthy scratch for Andrei Kuzmenko. Where does this go from here?
I mean, as long as Kuzmenko is showing, like, as in terms of like within the room, like with Tocchet's direct relationship with the player, as long as he's showing that he has a give a shit meter for what Tocchet's trying to ingrain in him, and that there is some progress being made, this can happen from time to time. Hopefully he eventually learns from it in the same way that he kind of did with Dakota Joshua and Niels Höglander. Obviously you don't want this to be, to continue on longer than necessary, but if it takes a couple of games to actually ingrain into Kuz that he needs to, forecheck a little harder and maybe, be a little bit harder to play against on the defensive side of things, then maybe that's just the cost that it'll take. And I know guys like Friedman have been talking about interest from other teams and whatnot. As long as it's not reported that the Canucks are shopping him, I'm not going to listen too much to that noise.
It's just GMs trying to do their job and knock on any opportunity that could potentially be there. I don't think they're shopping him.
Rutherford said that they're going to field all calls that they get, but yeah, it's not like they're the ones initiating said calls.
No. And yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I think this isn't ideal. He's just signed. He's on year one of this 2-year deal that he signed in the offseason. That's got a good cap hit. You don't want that sitting on your bench. You don't want that on the fourth line. But this is a long-term process here. And I think anyone asking the team to trade him, demanding the team to trade him, expecting the team to trade him, I think is an overreaction. This is, like I said, it's a long-term process here. You have a player who came over from the KHL in his mid-20s. So he doesn't know the North American game quite as well as some players who came over from Europe earlier in their career. He's probably got he scored high 30s in goals last year, but that was under Bruce Boudreau for most of it, where wasn't as much expected of him in terms of structure and details. So, and he's just learning that, and I don't. Like I said, I don't think it needs to be a panic, a Chicken Little panic moment for the team, the fans, or anything like that. I think this is just what to expect from a player who hasn't played under as structured a system as Rick Tocchet has the Canucks playing right now in his pro career.